When we bought it, there was nothing going on. I put in whatever leftover I had and failed at it completely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to repurpose the property. So within a year, I had to sell that property back to the Lowe's, as in reframe the property as a truck stop, so future truck stops for them. But I made 10x on money, year and a half selling that.
Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Get Diversified. I'm your host, Melvin. Fantastic guest. We have a guest who I am associated with. We're in the same groups. I've learned a lot from this individual. He's a mover and a shaker in the real estate space, the hotel space, gas station space. None and the one and only, Mr. Max Shah. How you doing, sir?
Thank you so much, man. That's a big title you gave me, man.
Indeed, indeed.
Appreciate it.
You earn it. You earn it, man. So, Max, why don't we kickstart the podcast? Look, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about you, where you come from, how you got into real estate, and why the attractiveness of hotels? I'll give you the floor.
So my name is Max Shah. I came out of 10th in India. When I moved to States, I started high school when I was in middle school. They bumped me up to high school, finished my high school, went to a bunch of universities. While I was going to universities, I was working with the hotels as my to pay the bills. I
Yeah.
had a full scholarship, but I had to pay the food and stuff like that. So once I graduated, I started working with Microsoft for a year and a half, and I didn't like the corporate job. So,
Okay.
and my grandma got sick in Texas. So I'm like, only thing I could do better than corporate job was buying a hotel and running it.
Mm-hmm.
And me knowing me, didn't have much money and a year and a half saved up. So I just bought a crappiest place I could find in Texas, middle of nowhere, nearby my grandma, with 200 people in town and nothing but a hotel and houses and one post office. No restaurants, nothing at all. Yes, Walmart was 60 miles away. Nearest gas station was 40 miles away. That's how I started my hotel career, which didn't start too good, but it picked up
Okay.
after that.
Okay. So look, the opportunity kind of presented itself in front of you, and you saw a need, you jumped on it, and you kind of took it from there. So wow, wow,
Yes.
wow. So why don't you talk to us about the trajectory from this first hotel to fast forward and give us a kind of a timeline, the growth trajectory.
Well, the first hotel is a funny story. When we bought it, there was nothing going on. I put in whatever leftover I had and failed at it completely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to repurpose the property. So within a year, I had to sell that property back to the Lowe's, as in reframe the property as a truck stop, so future truck stops for them. But I made 10x on money, year and a half selling that property.
Okay.
I bought it for $110,000. I sold them at 1.1,
Uh-huh.
and I then 31 into two hotels in Pensacola, which that time was an oil spill from BP happening, so there was no business over there.
Okay.
So I bought up two properties for $3 million, put $1.5 million what I had change, a million into the as down, and bank funded me with. It was really hard to get mortgage too, because bank is like, you only failed the first hotel and you're
Yeah.
asking me for second hotels ending. Back in even SBA made me do 30% down
Okay.
instead of 10, 15%. So I had to struggle and came up with the 30% down for the two hotel, which was $1
Mm-hmm.
million. And I had nothing left, and the hotel wasn't making money at all.
Oh wow.
Out of 186 rooms, they were only running 10 rooms a day between two properties, because they both were struggling because the BP killed the whole business in Gulf area with oil spill.
Uh-huh.
So I went in there as a manager, housekeeper, front desk, you name it, for both properties. That's the one guy, one man show. Ran around, fixed 68 rooms out of 186 by moving stuff around between rooms without buying anything, because I was broke, can't afford to buy anything.
Uh-huh.
And then I slowly picked up. Within a month, I was making 30,000 a month in revenue. So 10,000 a month they were making when I took over, and that made me break even barely. So I just kept on fixing some stuff around here and there. Got stuff on credit card on Lowe's and stuff like that for 30 days. Fixed a few more rooms up, started running that too,
Okay.
and paid off those. And a year later, the guy who I bought it from actually came back to me like, "Hey, I want to file a lawsuit against BP for making me lose a lot of money."
Mm-hmm.
It was a class action, so he wanted to join. The only way he could join was if I agreed to join. Sorry. So made so I joined. I said yes, I'll join. Then he got $2 million out of BP. I got 3.9, but stipulation came with it
Uh-huh.
that I can't sell the property for 2 more years. So I had to hold for 5 years. So I held it for 3 years and I hold 2 more years before I could sell the property to somebody else. So I took that money, paid off the both mortgages that I had, and hired a manager and front desk and maintenance and stuff like that, and started rolling operations. Got pretty good. 2 years later, sold both properties for 6.2 to a local guy,
Okay.
and then bought one in Texas.
So to kind of go through this chronological history here, you took a chance, you failed.
Yep, yep.
You
And took on,
restarted,
yep, took an even bigger gamble.
and you double up. You
Yep,
got big again. Came with some hurdles, but you got a break, right?
yep, yep.
You
You
got a
gotta,
break. And
you gotta do
thanks
what
to
you
that
gotta do.
break, that trajectory kind of has you going up and up and up. Am I
Yep.
correct?
Yep. Then I had a bunch of partnerships throughout the other hotels in the other partners, one in San Diego, one in Virginia, one in Texas again, and one was in Ohio. So I put my money here,
Wow.
a little
Okay.
bit there, a little bit there with other partners.
Diversifying.
Yep.
Diversifying, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's all about
Okay.
location.
Okay. So, what year was that when you flopped on the very first hotel?
2011, I bought it. First
Okay.
one in Texas.
Okay. And when did the break, the payout happen help for you?
So 2014 is when I got money from a BP to
Okay.
pay for the properties.
Okay. So just kind of giving the listeners
Because
a
I
kind
seen the
of
opportunity.
yeah.
So hotels were doing pretty good before the BP killed the business for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure it was temporary. Even if it was longer term, it was probably about 6 months, 3, 4 years. Then everything's gonna be back to normal because you're talking about Pensacola, right?
Yeah.
At the beach, and a lot of people coming in and out. Everything was gonna go back to normal, but it was just a matter of previous owner can't hold it down with his
Mm.
reserves, and he wasn't working at the property. But
Wow.
because they had they had a lot of hotels. This is just two underperforming they had. I think total of hotels they had was 62,
Oh wow.
and
That's
these
a
two
lot.
were the not performing at all for them. So they
Wow.
dumped it cheap.
So you're growing. There's some
Yep,
bumps in the road, but you're growing. You're
yep,
still
yep.
taking action, which is moving forward. So
So I
take
sold
me
all my
through.
hotels. Sorry,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go
No,
ahead.
no. I said take me through the progress, right? We're talking
Yep,
chronological, even leading up to COVID. Where
yep,
were you at status wise? How many doors? How many hotels you had? You're becoming an expert, right? You got bumps in the
yep,
road, but you learn from your mistakes and
yep.
you learn from your failures. So keep going along the chronological line here.
So when in 2020, 2017, 18, 19 came along, we started offloading. I started offloading all the partnerships I had throughout the other hotels.
Okay.
2019 was the COVID hit. I only had one hotel in Texas like that time around, in Sulphur Springs, Texas. So
Tough.
we had no issues, literally. We actually came up ahead, like other hoteliers. We had SBA mortgage on it. So SBA paused our mortgage for 6 months. Then they started repaying the payments for behalf of us for another year for the hotel. So we had no mortgage payment, but our business never went down at all. It actually went up. So
Really?
we told SBA like, hey, we don't need to defer our payments or make a payments behalf of us. It's like it's a government funded, it's passed by a government, so we can't just stop it or start it. It's not in our hands. I'm like, so technically, you telling me you gave me free money to pay for my mortgage? Are you paying on my mortgage behalf of me and deferring them for me? They're like, yep. We had no other options. Then on top of that, we got PPP loans and stuff like that. So we give all our employees bonuses, and I hired one more staff to go around the town and get all the corporate business. So she ended up bringing 20% of corporate business, and we were 100% occupied after that. Then came along 2022, I sold that last hotel as well because I seen the downturn coming in because what goes up really fast is going to come down really fast too. So I took a gamble and sold that property and made some change, a lot more change. Then started buying multifamily, but now again we're going back into the hotel industries and we are building some units now.
So you mentioned you saw the trends for a potential downfall. Why don't
Yep.
you share for the viewers what are some of those trends that you were seeing that gave you the it's time to bail?
Yep. So there's few. It wasn't all time to bail because a lot of people think, oh, it's a great time to make money. Our hotel revenue was up by 45%,
Okay.
which I haven't seen that kind of growth in my life ever. Besides when I took over the closed down properties.
Okay.
And on top of that, everything was booming. But like I said earlier, whatever goes up fast is gonna come down really
Must
fast
come
too.
down. Yeah. Yeah. What goes up
And
must
on
come
top of
down.
that, exactly. And then I'm like, you know what? We probably at the peak right now because we can't sustain this payment anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And people may cut back down the road, or government's gonna get that money back or the past anyway. So I'm like, you know what? it's the perfect time to sell, and I was focusing on multifamily too at the same time.
Okay.
So we sold at, if you think about psychologically, with the COVID lockdown, we were forced to stay in the house. So we were squeezed like a spring inside the house. Once the lockdown lifted, we bounced back like a spring and went around everywhere and spent a lot of money traveling. But then when we ran out of money and stimulus money, we didn't have money to spend for traveling. So I'm like, you know what? Before the money runs out in the stimulus, let's offload the property and make whatever we make. And I told the new buyer too, like, hey, yeah, I know you're buying it at this time around, but make sure you have adequate reserves. Because if my calculation is right, you're gonna be slowing down for the next 2 years.
Did they take your advice?
I don't know, but he bought the property though.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
wasn't gonna tell him like, hey, I want to sell it because it's downturn coming up. I wasn't gonna screw anybody's business up. I made money. I want to make sure that he makes money too.
Yeah. Yeah. True partnership. No, totally understand. And when you sold that property to him, what year was that?
2022.
2022. So
Yep.
we're like taking
Top of the peak.
a ride down the chronological history lane. So
Jacqueline and Melvin, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Get Diversified. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Finally, stop by our website and follow us on social media. Ciao for now. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. And remember, get diversified.